Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a crochet pillow using only granny squares. The free written pattern can be found on my website at julesandjones.com, and you can find the link for that in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Hi everyone, so some of the materials that you're going to need to make this pattern is you are going to need 25 Sunburst granny squares. Now this tutorial is going to be a little bit different than my usual style that I film for you all, in which I won't be showing you how to make these because I already posted another tutorial a few weeks back on how to do this one step by step, and there's even a guided blog post with it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and link it right on top here, and then I'm going to link it as well in the description box, okay? So you can always view that video first, and then you can come back and make the pillow with me. So for this pillow, you're going to need a worsted weight yarn. I made the pattern twice using two different yarns. Okay, so this one right here is made with Lion Brand Fisherman Wool yarn, which is 100% wool yarn in the color Natural. Okay, and then the second version I made uses Hobbi's Tea Time XL yarn, and so this is 100% acrylic yarn. And so this is used in the color Hibiscus. Okay, it's this beautiful marled effect looking yarn. All right, and so you are just going to need a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook as well, some stitch markers, a pair of scissors, and you're going to need a 20-inch pillow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our tutorial. All right, so this pattern is explained in three different parts. The first part is to make your granny squares, and so you want a total of 25. And then the second part, which is what we're going to be doing right now, goes over how to lay your granny squares out because you want a 5x5 grid, and then how to seam it together using the slip stitch method. Okay, so go ahead and take your granny squares and you're going to lay them across from each other. So you want to have 5 on a row. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Now go ahead and scoot this up. I'm going to do my best here to get it all on camera, but you want to scoot it up and you want to go ahead and lay 4 more down for a total of 5. Okay? And then once you have done that, then all you want to do is just fill in your square. And you should have a 5x5 square with a total of 25 granny squares. So you should have something that looks like this. Okay. All right, and so once you've laid it out, it's time to seam it together. Okay, so now we're going to seam everything together. So go ahead and grab 2 squares of your first row. Go ahead and place them wrong side facing each other and then the right side facing you. So you should have something that looks like this. And then carefully align them, okay? I like to stick my fingers here in the corner. That kind of helps keep them straight. And so the next step is to attach our yarn. So go ahead and grab your yarn and make a slip knot. So I like to do it this way. I just wrap it over my finger twice, take the back piece, push it over the front, then I take the front piece and push it over the back piece and over my finger. I carefully pull. Then I go ahead and take my crochet hook and I insert it into the corner space of my first square and then the corner space of my second square. Then I take my slip knot and I add it onto my hook, and then I just carefully tighten it by pulling on that working yarn. Okay, and then I carefully pull it through just like that, and then I yarn over and I pull through the loop, and now it's secure. Okay, so now we're going to be working the slip stitch method. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and insert your hook into the back loop of the first square, then the back loop of the second square, or the front loop, however you see it as. And then you want to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 loops on your hook for a slip stitch. Okay, and that's it. So let's do it again. Insert your hook into the back loop of the first square, the back loop of the second square, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, let's do it one more time. insert your hook into that back loop and the back loop of the second square, yarn over and pull through. And you should have something that looks like this. Okay, and so you just want to continue that until the end of the row. All right, so I'm here towards the end now, and so you should have something that looks like this. Okay, you're gonna have a really pretty slip stitch row. And so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and add our next 2 squares. Okay, so for this part, you want to go ahead and do the exact same thing that we did for this one. Okay, so make sure it's aligned. And then you want to go ahead and chain 1, insert your hook into the corner space of the next square, and then the corner space of the second square. And then you're just simply going to do like we have been doing. So you're going to yarn over and just pull through those 3 loops on the hook. All right, and then you can pull it tight a little bit by pulling on that working yarn. And then you're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to insert our hook into that back loop of the first square, back loop of that second square, yarn over and pull through. And the further along you go, the more secure this part will be. Okay, so let's do another one. Back loop, another back loop, yarn over and pull through. And so it should look like something like this. Okay, so you should have 4 connected already. And so you just want to continue to do this method until you have 5 across. Okay, so when you're done with this part, you'll have 10 total. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I just finished seaming my first row to my second row, and so you should have something that looks like this. And so now what you want to do is you want to continue to add your additional rows until you have 5 rows total. So you should have something after you do all of that that looks like this. Okay, and then you want to go ahead and flip your work, and now you're going to seam it all together. So you have one side seam, so this right here, because we can see our slip stitch row, and now you want to seam on the inner side. So you're going to do it exactly the way we started off. So you'd go here towards the edge, right here, you would add your yarn, and then you would just slip stitch it together, and you just want to do that for every single row. So I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and then I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so I just finished seaming everything together. So all my 25 squares are connected. So you want to go ahead and make sure you finish off all your work and work in any ends, because it'll make it easier for the next part. Okay, because our next part is to make a single crochet border around our square. And the single crochet border is going to help when we're seaming the last few squares together in the end to make our pillow. All right, so go ahead and go towards the top right hand of your square, and you're going to insert your crochet hook into the corner space again. You want to go ahead and grab your yarn, make sure you've made a slip knot. Okay, and then insert your hook into that slip knot, tighten it a little bit, and then pull through, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through again. Okay, and so for a single crochet border, what you want to do is you want to work a single crochet in each stitch and then work 2 single crochets in the corner. So I've made my first one already, so I'm just going to make another one. Okay, and then we are just going to work a single crochet in each stitch. All right, I'm just going to work it a little bit here so I can show you what I do for this part right here, since technically that was our corner, but it's been attached to another square. So let me just work a few more single crochets until I get to that part. All right, so I'm here at that part, and so all you want to do is just work 1 single crochet in the space, and then 1 single crochet in the following space, and then you're just going to continue on. Okay, so the only place where you need to add 2 single crochets is just when you reach a corner space. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to work all my single crochets, and then I'll meet you right here because this is where we're going to complete our row with a slip stitch. All right, and then we're ready for some more seaming. Okay, so I just finished working my single crochet border. And so when you come here at the end, you want to go ahead and slip stitch it to your first single crochet that you made, finish off your work, and then you want to work in those ends. And so once you've done that, you want to then go ahead and flip your work. So now you're looking at the wrong side of your granny squares. Okay, and so now comes the fun part. Now is when we can actually turn our square into a folded envelope, seam it up, and insert our pillow. So for this part, you want to go ahead and make sure you have your stitch markers handy, and all you simply want to do is move the corners of your square to the middle. Okay, so I'm basically moving it to the 3rd square because that would be my middle square. So go ahead and go like this. Doesn't have to be perfect for this part because we're going to be adjusting it when we seam it. Okay, just like this. All right, so if you can see, it's a square. Okay, and then we want to go ahead and grab our stitch markers, and we're just going to stitch mark our sides together. Okay, so what I would recommend is, like, if you have this part right here in the middle, you can just carefully insert your stitch markers in those top loops just so it kind of stays together. All right, because we're going to be having to take them out anyways when we go to seam our work. All right, just more or less a little bit of a placeholder to hold those pieces together so nothing moves around. And then one more. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. All right, so go ahead and grab your yarn again, and your crochet hook because we need to attach it. And basically how it's going to work is we are going to start from this corner right here, work our way up, and then work our way down. Then you want to insert your crochet pillow here, and then you're going to seam from here to here and to here. And that's it. Okay, so how you want to start this off is you want to go ahead and grab the end of your yarn, make your slip knot, insert your hook into the very corner. So you're going to insert it into 2 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to insert mine right here. Just like we have been doing. All right, I already placed my slip knot onto my hook. Then you want to pull through, and then you're going to yarn over so your yarn is attached. And then you're just going to work that slip stitch seam again. So you're going to insert it into the back loop of the first part. So your first square technically, and then your back loop of your second square. And then yarn over, pull through. And you just want to continue to do that until you're all the way up here. Okay, and then when we're right here, I'm going to show you how to carefully do this part so that way you can work evenly down. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that. Okay, so I have just seamed to the top right here, and so now I'm ready to work on my side. And so all you want to do for this part is you just want to insert your hook into the next stitch, so the back loop. Okay, go ahead and work your stitch in there. So I've just got 1 loop on my hook, and then I'm going to grab the stitch in the corner because that's where I'm at right here. I'm also in my corner, so that'll be that stitch right here. And I am just going to work it in that first loop. Okay, and then you just want to yarn over again and pull it through. And there you go. And so now you would turn your work and you would just go on like you've been doing. Okay, so it would look something like this. See, and so now it's connected. And so for the last part, when you go ahead and insert your pillow and you add the seaming, this will be more closed as well, because you would make a chain stitch in right here in between, which would close everything up nicely. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this side, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I've just finished seaming my side right here, and so this is what it looks like. And so now we can go ahead and just remove these stitch markers. And then, whoopsies, there goes my stitch marker. Now you can go ahead and open this up, insert your pillow, and then you can go ahead and seam this shut. Okay, so go ahead and start from here, and then I'll meet you right here in the middle, just so you know what to do when you come to this part. All right, so I'm here towards the middle of my crochet pillow, and so now we need to seam these middle ends in. So what you want to do is you want to find the narrowest stitch, because that's going to make it the easiest, okay? So here's my next stitch. I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook into that back loop. Here's a next loop. I'm going to go ahead and stick it in there, and I'm just going to repeat that slip stitch method. Okay, and then I'm going to stick my crochet hook in the following stitch, and then here's another back loop, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through for that slip stitch, and then I'm going to go into this one because it's easier to get my hook in, and then I'm going to push my hook into the back loop on the second part here. Make sure I'm getting all the way through. Okay, and then I'm here towards my corner again, so I'm going to put my hook into the next one and into this loop. And then here I am again towards the other side. So that's when it gets just a little bit easier, and then we can just go like that. And then let me just pull my hook out so you can see it. But there we go. See how it's nicely closed up in the middle? And so you just want to go ahead and continue to repeat that slip stitch method all the way across. All right, so once you have finished seaming your end, you just want to work it off and work in your ends. And so I've got to work in my ends of all 4 corners, but once you've done that, then you're completely done. And so this is the front side of your pillow, that was the back side. And so one extra thing that you can do is you can always add some tassels towards the end of your pillow. I did this with my first one, but I think it looks good either way, so it's totally up to you with what you would like to do. But yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. And don't forget, you can find all the pattern notes and directions on my website, and that link will be in the description box. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.